Welcome back, and moving on to check out together the second segment for today. As we mentioned, we are talking about the Rosetta Stone. So over the phone we have Dr. Ola Al Agizy, Professor of Archaeology, Faculty of Archaeology, Cairo University. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Doctor. So first of all, I'd like to shed the light on the significance of the Rosetta Stone.
Well, the Rosetta Stone, of course, is the mother of Egyptology because it began the science of ancient Egypt and the study of ancient Egypt because of the texts which are written on it. The texts are an announcement done by Ptolemy V. Of course, it has nothing to do with the hieroglyphs, with all what we talk about it now about ancient Egypt, but the fact that it was written in different scripts and languages that made the knowledge about hieroglyphics known. So we know that the texts written are hieroglyphic. It's a writing and not a language, but because the language is ancient Egyptian language. It has Greek also. The Greek is the language of the occupants, and the Demotic, which is the language of the people, or the writing of the people, the script used by the people. So it needed any passerby to read it. It's an announcement. It used to be placed at the entrance of temples so that everyone reads it. That's why it's written in all these different scripts. Of course, the way it looks now is a little bit different than what it used to be because it was a stela that was placed at the entrance of all the temples and everywhere so that everyone could read it. But now with it's broken all around, it is not easy to understand the whole shape of the stone, the original stone. The fact that Champollion was able to read the text, of course, it took many years, and he was not the first one to try reading them. They were in English, Young, the Satie, the French, and so on, and lots of others. But of course, the fact that he learned Coptic. A Coptic monk called Sheftishi taught him the Coptic language, which is the same as the ancient Egyptian language, but in Greek letters. So he was able to understand the form, the shape, or the construction of the word. When he found out that the name of the kings, the Ptolemy and Cleopatra, the kings of the Ptolemies, the names written inside a cartouche were written alphabetically. That means that every letter was written, the P, the T, the L, all these letters were written as if it were an alphabet. But in ancient Egypt, the hieroglyphic ancient Egyptian names of Egyptian kings, it was written with group writing, so it was different. When he discovered this difference between the writing of the Greek names and the writing of the ancient Egyptian kings, he understood how the language was constructed.
So usually whenever we talk about Rosetta Stone, we will find a lot of people from all over the world. They are more interested, and they are talking about it. They want to know what was really written on the Rosetta Stone. Could you tell us more information about it and why usually people are that very much attracted to this?
Well, I noticed that because when visiting the British Museum, the place where all the people were gathered was in front of the Rosetta Stone, because it uncovered a mystery for them. It uncovered the mystery of the ancient Egyptian civilization, which was something mysterious. It was a dream for all of course, mainly for the Europeans, and they thought about it as magic and the mystery. That's why it attracted them so much. Of course, the fact that they see the hieroglyphic writing it is for them very strange signs they can't understand. People are used to Latin or Latin word letters and so on. So the ancient Egyptian civilizations were a big mystery for all people before the discovery of the Rosetta Stone.
So, what mystery did the Rosetta Stone reveal about history?
Nothing about history so much, but it allowed people, after deciphering the ancient Egyptian language or the hieroglyphic language and the Demotic also script, to read more and more text. They could read the text written on the temples. They could read the text written on the tombs. They could read religious text on papyri. So all these related about the ancient Egyptian history. Or it related also the teachings of the ancient Egyptians. Everything about the social life of ancient Egypt and all the ancient Egyptians. So that's why it revealed clarified a mystery about ancient Egypt. Now people could read, could understand, could discover more and more and understand what they are discovering.
Why did they call it Rosetta Stone?
Because it was found in Rosetta, Rashid. It was reused in a fort in the city of Rashid by a French general called Bouchard, and of course when he discovered it, it was in the hands of the French until they left Egypt, and then it was given to the British because this was the law at that time when they left the country, and they're not anymore occupants of the country. They had to leave everything to the next occupants.
Well, all these parts or icons, whenever it comes to the archaeological sites or archaeological findings, usually people are very much interested to learn about it. So when we talk about Rosetta Stone and how far is it, let's say, attracting people to come and see or to find out more about it and more about a certain period of time during the history?
The Rosetta Stone was found during the Ptolemaic period, where the Ptolemies, the Greeks, were governing Egypt. So, of course, you can understand how the community or the society was living between Greeks and Egyptians. This was clarified through the Rosetta Stone, because the Rosetta Stone is an announcement that the King Ptolemy V exempted the priests from paying taxes and also gave some other prerogatives to the temples, because of course the religious part of the society was the strongest against the occupants. So he wanted to please them. That's why he did all these gave them all these prerogatives and exempted them, and that is why also he wanted to make it public to everyone to know what he did, so that all the people get to give him more how do you call more love or respect and so on, because people were totally against the Greek occupants.
Well, when we talk about Rosetta Stone, we always say that it is a key, or it was a step to learn more about hieroglyphics, right?
Yes,
so,
of course, because hieroglyphic is a very difficult script, because it is not only formed of alphabetical letters or signs, but it is formed of signs, one sign that could be read by two sounds, given two sounds, or three sounds. So it's not easy to understand how the word is written, except to understand this system of writing. Of course, the Coptic language helps a lot, because the Coptic language is the same as the ancient Egyptian language, but written adding vowels. Ancient Egyptian language did not have vowels. It's like Arabic. It has only consonants and only semi-vowels like the a, I, u, which are probably what we call in Arabic tashkil, but no vowels. So when they found the same word written in Coptic with vowels, they could understand the pronouncing of the hieroglyphic words. That is why it has become very, very important to understand both the hieroglyphic and the demotic text in the Rosetta Stone. The demotic is a simplified form of the hieroglyphic, but very abbreviated. So it is a way of writing quickly everything. So it's not everyone that could understand it. But hieroglyphic is quite clear with its signs. So it helps to read and understand all the texts written in this language, in the ancient Egyptian language.
What do we know about that age?
The age of?
Rosetta Stone, I mean the age during which this decree was written, or the inscriptions were written on the stone by the priests.
It was during the reign of Ptolemy V, 96 BC, around 96 BC. So it is a period of the
yes.
The Ptolemies reigned from the 30 BC up to to 332 BC until 30 BC. So this was almost the end of the Ptolemaic period, if you say 96 to 30 BC.
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So this was the period where the Egyptians, the people of Egypt, were living under foreign rule, the Ptolemies. Some of the places in ancient Egypt, such as Upper Egypt, were less influenced by the Greek ruler, because they were more preservative, more conservative, I think, more conservative. So that's why it helps to understand how ancient Egyptians dealt with the Greeks at that time. Sometimes they intermarried, sometimes they were very close to them, because some of the Egyptians still worked in the government or in the administration, because the Greeks could not do without them. So there was always a mixing of Egyptians and Greeks.
Dr. Ola Al Agizy, Professor of Archaeology, Faculty of Archaeology, thank you very much for joining us. Right, I guess with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.
The National Museum of